Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Madeline if you're new here. Why do I look so red? Okay, that's better. Welcome. So for this episode, this vlog, it's not gonna be a vlog. For today's video, I'm gonna be doing a Q&A. I collected a bunch of questions off of my Instagram when I asked you guys to ask me anything. So I'm gonna be answering all of those questions, or the majority of them. We'll see how much we go through. So yeah, let's get this tea. And speaking of tea, I have my matcha latte. Is that considered tea? Is matcha considered tea? Or is that, I don't know. I don't know what it's considered, but yeah. Okay, let's get started. Let me find these questions. Okay, so the first question is, interesting. Where are you from and what are 3 of your hobbies? Okay, so I'm from Los Angeles, California. There you go. And then what are 3 of your hobbies? 3 of my hobbies would be photography, because I love photography. And oddly enough, I love editing videos. When I was a little girl, I used to make videos all the time and then edit them on iMovie and like create this whole thing and then show my family. And I loved it. So that was a big hobby of mine, still is. And then another hobby would be tennis. I love tennis. I used to play tennis all throughout high school and college. It's one of my favorite sports. And then one more hobby. What would be another hobby? I don't know, eating. I'm a huge foodie, so. By the way, if you guys hear Keaton screaming, he's playing Call of Duty right now. Yeah, so if you hear him screaming and cussing, that's what's happening. So yeah, okay, another hobby would be being a foodie. I don't know, when me and Keaton travel, we try to go to all the like, I guess most popular restaurants or restaurants that are known for certain foods. So we're always trying new food. And I don't know if that's necessarily a hobby, but it's just something that I do a lot. I love to eat. That's about it for that question. Okay, next question. Okay, what's the hardest part about being with a touring DJ and the best part? Okay, so for those of you who don't know, my husband is a DJ and he travels all around the world. So I guess the hardest part and the best part. Okay, so I would say the hardest part would be lack of sleep. You don't really get a lot of sleep, especially if you're doing shows that are back to back to back, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. You know, most of the time you're having to play the show, pack up, get on the flight, go to the next location. You maybe have like 2 hours to sleep in the hotel room that you're in and then on to the next one. Yeah, it probably would be like lack of sleep. And another thing would be if you're not in a town that's known for food or has really good food, you're kind of just like stuck, not in the middle of nowhere, but in locations that aren't the best. And a lot of the times they're like right by the airport, so the foods are like fast food, McDonald's, like Taco Bell, nothing really like substantial. So you kind of get sick of that food, and it's really hard to stay healthy. I guess that's like a really hard thing for me, and it's a hard thing for Keaton because we're used to routine. We're used to, you know, eating semi-healthy, pretty healthy, taking our vitamins, taking care of our bodies, getting a good amount of rest. But when you're touring, like actually touring, why am I saying that so weird? Touring. Anyways, when you're actually like on an exact tour, that is the hardest part. And then the best part about traveling with Keaton would be I love going to different locations and seeing different cities and seeing different cultures and trying different foods that are good, that are like in a good area. I love seeing the fans. I love seeing the crowd's reaction when they see Keaton perform. I think that's really awesome. I also love shooting for him, so I get to be like a part of it. That's a big part for me. I think that's one of my favorite things, is that I am able to be a part of it. I'm not standing by and watching. So that's huge for me. That's a really cool part for me. Just knowing at the back end that I'm gonna get really cool shots and really cool video, and I get to see the crowd's reaction afterwards. So being able to see those moments played back again are really fun for me. So yeah, that would be one of my best parts. So next question. Were you always into EDM? Yeah, I would say that I was into EDM before I met Keaton, that's for sure. I was like obsessed with, not necessarily dubstep, but like I was obsessed with Martin Garrix. Yeah, I was like that girl in high school that like of her friend group, I was always looking up new music. I don't know, curating song playlists for my friends so we could listen to them as we're going to parties in our car and like on the way to school and stuff. I really loved that. And I was always really into like heavier music, but not metal. I was not into metal at all. Oh no, My battery's gonna die. Okay, hold on, let me change this really quick. Okay, we're back. Sorry, I had to change my battery because it was giving me that warning that it was gonna die and I didn't want to have to start another question and, you know. Okay, where were we? We were talking about, was I always into EDM? So yeah, I was pretty much into EDM, but not like hardcore dubstep. I definitely got more into that as I started dating Keaton. Okay, next question. What's your favorite place you've traveled to with or without Keaton? That's a really tough one because we've traveled a lot this year and all the years we've been together, but specifically this year we've traveled a ton. I would say my favorite place that I've ever traveled to would be, I have two. I really like Japan. Japan is one of my all-time favorite places I've ever been to. That was with Keaton. It's just a super clean place. They have insane fashion, like really, really good fashion sense and clothes and stores, lots of shopping. It's super clean and really safe. When I was there, Keaton left to go, where did he go? He went to Thailand and I didn't have a flight until 9 p.m. So I was stuck in Japan all day by myself. And I was like, I feel fine. I'm safe to go travel and like walk around. And I did. I went to Ichiran, which is like a really famous ramen place. So I walked there. I walked to like a shopping mall that was like in Shibuya at Shibuya Crossing. That was like this super tall shopping mall. I don't know, I just really like Japan. That's one of my favorite places. And then my second favorite place that Keaton hasn't been to yet would be Italy. I love, 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 love Italy so much. It's a very romantic country and there's just a lot to see in such a small area. You can travel to Florence and Rome and Venice very close together, like a quick train ride. I really like that. I also like that like the food is amazing. The pasta is so good. Like, I don't know, I just had really, really good memories when I was there. So yeah, those two are my favorite, Japan and Italy, and they're very different, like nothing alike at all. I don't know why I feel like I'm like rushing through this and I'm trying to like slow down, take my time. Keaton. Did you guys hear that? I hope when I'm editing you can actually hear what I'm hearing. He just screamed bloody murder. I want to get into VJing. What software, hardware do you use to create and use your visuals? Well, for those of you who don't know, a VJ is a visual DJ. Those are the people that do all of the, some of them create, some of them don't create, but that's the visuals that you see behind a DJ booth or any performer's show. I don't do that. I'm not a VJ, I'm a photographer, but I do know that for people that do VJing, they create a lot of their images and stuff on a software called Resolume. So you guys can go check that out if you are looking to do that, but I don't know anything about that. So yeah, that's as much as I can answer on that question. Okay, next question. What's one of your favorite places you've traveled? I've answered that already. So how did you and Keaton meet? Wow, I got a lot of these. So me and Keaton met at our church. Yeah, he asked me out on a date. Well, not an official date. He just asked to go out to sushi. And we went out on a sushi date. We talked a lot about music and stuff like that, and he was telling me how he had just graduated from Icon or was going to Icon, I don't remember at the time. Icon is a music school, and he told me how he plays guitar, and I was like, oh no way. My family, well my dad specifically, has tons and tons and tons of guitars, and I was telling him about them and he was like, holy shit, like can I come over? Can I play these guitars? And I'm thinking to myself like, I barely know you, but sure. And he came over to my house, he saw the guitars and he asked to play a couple of them, and my mom let him. And my mom, who's like a huge guitarist buff, like super obsessed, automatically liked him and started calling him son within the first week of meeting him. From there, it was kind of, the rest is history. That's the tea on how me and Keaton met. It's not like a crazy story. Okay, let's go on to the next question. Okay, what's it like living in the dubstep world up close all the time? It's fun? I don't know how to answer this question. If you like the music, it's a good time. If you don't like the music, it's a bad time. I like the music. Okay, next question. Will you ever go back to back with your husband or do a song with him? Probably not. I don't know. I can't say no because you never know, but I don't really know how to work CDJs. I know how to press the play button. I did that all tour, started his sets for him so he could run out. I don't know if I would ever do it back to back with him. I'm not a DJ. I've tried. He has CDJs here. He's tried teaching me. I get frustrated. It's like it's a whole thing. So yeah. Okay, next question. What is my dog's name? My dog's name is Stella. This is my dog, Stella. Say hi! This is Stella. She is a Chihuahua Terrier mix, shaky little puppy. No, she's not a puppy, she's 4 years old. Keaton gave me her, was it the day after Thanksgiving? Wow, yeah, the day after Thanksgiving, like 4 years ago. Stella, coming up on her anniversary. Keaton gave her to me. She's a mutt, so we don't know like exactly what her full breed is, but he semi-rescued her. A girl rescued Stella when she was like, I would say like 2 or 3 weeks old, behind a dumpster. The girl couldn't keep her because she had a super long hour job. Wow, I did not say that right, but you understand. And she posted it on Facebook. Keaton saw the post and came and picked her up. Surprised me literally that day. It was one of my favorite presents that Keaton ever got me. Yeah, okay, next question. How many of these do I have? I have so many questions. Okay, I'm gonna answer a couple more. I don't want this video to be like 30 minutes long. How did it go down when your parents learned that you were dating a DJ, obviously married now? My mom didn't care. She liked Keaton for his personality and she loved that he played guitar. She thought he was super artistic. It didn't really go down. It was sort of just like, that's it. Yeah, my mom was very supportive, so that's how it went down. Okay, next question. What's my favorite kind of slice? Slice meaning pizza slice. My favorite kind of pizza slice. I love buffalo chicken pizza. I also love pepperoni pizza. I love olive pizza. I love all sorts of pizza. I don't know. I can always go for a classic, so classic cheese. Okay, so let's do the next question. How did I get into festival photography? Well, I got into photography in general because when the start of the Apex tour started, Keaton got a camera. It's the Sony a7 III camera, and we just got like a standard lens. And the camera originally was just for like photos and videos of just his day-to-day life, sort of vloggy, but not really, just for content. And I said, I really want to shoot this, and I was coming on tour anyways, and I originally was gonna be helping out with merch. For the first night, which was in Salt Lake City, Utah, you can shoot the show, video, do whatever. So study up, and I was thinking, okay, cool. And I knew that they had already, for merch, had already gotten a couple other people to help. So I was like not pressured into doing that. I like knew if I wanted to do this, I wouldn't be stuck. I shot the show in automatic just because I really didn't know what I was doing, and I watched a couple YouTube videos. Keaton's screaming again. Watched a couple YouTube videos and kind of got the gist of it, but you know, there's only so much you can learn in a couple hours or a couple days, because I had a couple days. And anyways, I shot the show, downloaded all the footage to my computer and edited the footage. And thankfully, Keaton's dad, he does photography. Are you guys hearing this? Oh my God. So thankfully, Keaton's dad, he is a photographer, a professional photographer as well, and he shoots dogs, but he does a lot of Photoshop and he's on Adobe and he has a whole account. So I asked him if we could use that account for editing and all that stuff, and he said yes. So I edited all the photos. I tried to edit the video. I don't know, I don't think I did a really good job on the videoing part, but I remember looking back at the photos and Keaton being like, holy shit, you're really talented. Like, these are really good. Let's do this. Like, let's shoot these shows. So for the next however many shows we had on tour, I shot them, and that's really how I got into it. And then from there, we had special guest appearances and stuff on tour, and I asked those artists if I was able to shoot for them and if they wanted to pay me. One of them did say yes. So from there, I just continued to shoot and shoot and shoot and shoot, and I have slowly been getting better and better and better. I'm still not perfect, I'm still learning, but yeah, that's kind of my start into getting into festival photography and just photography in general in the EDM scene. So yeah. Okay, I'm gonna answer just a couple more because this is becoming a very long video. Okay, what's my favorite song of Sully's and why? My favorite song of Sully's would have to be Madeline Rose, because the song is about me. There's not really much else to explain, it's just, that's it. Okay, have you ever had something you didn't like about yourself but eventually came to love? I would say I used to have really bad body image views of myself. I think a lot of people do have that. And I guess just over the years, I've learned to love myself, and I think it really helps having a significant other that is constantly telling you you look beautiful and like you don't look like shit, stuff like that. So I would say I was definitely self-conscious about that for a really long time. I'm still growing to love myself. I think being proactive about it has helped me a lot, specifically with body image. There's certain stuff that obviously if you're born with something that you don't like, kind of a different scenario, but getting my butt to the gym, eating healthy, that sort of stuff, that helps me, because then I know that I'm at cause over how my body's gonna gonna look, how I'm gonna feel, all that stuff. So that's how I've kind of come to overcome that insecurity of mine. Oh, there's so many questions I want to answer. What's your favorite metal group? I don't really listen to metal, but I would say if there is a metal group that Keaton has played over and over that I pretty much know a lot of their songs would be Pierce the Veil. We actually went to a concert back in the day, a couple years ago when I was living in California. So yeah, Pierce the Veil. This isn't a question, but it says, it's my girl's birthday when you guys come to Seattle. She would love to meet you in Sully. Yeah, that would be awesome. I think I can ask Keaton if he wanted to do like a meet and greet or something. If you guys are going to the Seattle show, it's coming up. I think is it the day after Thanksgiving? I think it's the day after Thanksgiving. So if you'll be there, I'll be there and we can meet. Do you ever get woken up by Keaton screaming? Surprisingly, no. Well, when we lived in our house in LA, when we first started dating, had his studio in the bedroom. So oddly, I would fall asleep to him screaming vocals. I would fall asleep to him blasting music. I don't know how I did that. The first year of our relationship together was him screaming and singing and playing music very, very, very loud while I fell asleep. And it would go until like 3 a.m. too. So yeah, now he has his own studio, his own space, but you can still hear him. What kind of camera do I use for vlogging and for pictures? For vlogging, I use the Canon G7X. I tried vlogging on the Sony a7 III. That's the camera that I use for photography and videography. That is really freaking hard. Just because it's a bulkier camera, it's harder. You can't just like slip it into your pocket and go take it anywhere. It's like you need your backpack for it. Okay, how come I got married so young? I got married because I knew I found the one. I don't really care about my age and whatever. Like, I don't think that there's like a specific age you need to get married or a specific age that you need to have kids or any of that sort of stuff. I just got married because I loved Keaton and he loved me. That was it. There was no other reason than that. There's so many good ones. Okay, we're gonna have to do another one of these because I've like, all right. So I'm gonna answer one more question, the last question, I promise. Okay, one of the questions is, did you always live in Florida? The answer is no. Keaton and I actually decided to move to Florida this year. We've lived in Miami for 6 months. Before that, we were living in California. We're both born and raised in Los Angeles and have always lived there. We kind of wanted something different. We wanted something not LA, so we moved here. Last question, I promise. This is too fun. Being a photographer, when you're hired to take shots, what happens if your shots are with a down thumb emoji? If you're hired to be a photographer slash videographer, whatever you're hired to be, if you're hired to be a photographer or a videographer or both, I would always say work your ass off during the hour set or however long that set is to get as many angles as possible, to work your lighting. If you have an issue with the lighting at the festival, don't be afraid to talk to the lighting guy and ask him, hey, the lighting here sucks, we need to fix this, whatever, mid-set, so that I know that I'm gonna get good shots. Another tip would be look at your photos. Like, take a couple shots during the set, look at them, see if you got a couple good ones, move around, go to a different angle. One of the best tips I ever learned, when you're hired to shoot a show, work for that whole hour. Don't ever have a moment where you're sitting still or doing nothing. There is always something to be doing in that time. From the second you step on that stage, the time you step off, you should be running your ass off to get as many shots as possible. Don't just sit there. Don't wait for a shot to happen. Make the shot happen. Work your angles and don't be shy. That's another thing. I would say don't be shy about being on stage. If I'm too scared to be seen, I'm not gonna get those shots. And then another thing would be, don't be scared to be in front of a large crowd. Don't be scared to yell at someone if they're in your way, and learn your photographer etiquette. So yeah, please let me know if you guys want a separate video on photographer etiquette while working a festival. I'm happy to share those tips with you. Okay, so I think I've answered a lot of really good questions. I still have a ton more, but I think this video would just be like super long and like arduous if I continued any longer. So I'm gonna end off the video here. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please like and subscribe. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. I would also like you guys to comment down below if you have any other video recommendations. I am currently filming a day in my life while I'm videoing this Q&A, which this one will probably go up first. But yeah, all right, bye.